Okay, we are located in the front cleanout now. This is located, 4-inch cleanout, located about a foot into the planter, about 3 feet from the driveway, right next to the gate. Okay, and there's a gas meter 2 feet behind it. So we're probably 3.5, 4 feet out from the wall, but it's just off the driveway. And it's just slightly above the brick level, just slightly. So this is a good one to know. Obviously, then the other inspector found it, and this is where we should see, by rights, we should see the same clay fitting as we go into this clean out, drop in vertically, hit a little bit of water. We should see, yeah, that looks like the same joint we had earlier. So yeah, that one, what I said was like 88 feet. Whatever I said earlier, that's what it is. Okay, got a slight little offset there, not a big deal. Camera goes right past it. Okay, minimal roots. We'll take care of that. We won't worry about roots right now. We're just kind of getting a little feel. Like I said, that's a little hair of root. It's like you missed yourself shaving. Okay, same thing. Minimal roots. Okay, we are going in. We're at 19 feet. We've got a little bit more root, actually root mixed with paper product. That's about 18 feet in. Okay, not that big of a deal. We'll get that cleaned up in a minute. And we've got little telltale signs of roots here that are either been cut off or laying at the bottom of the pipe. As you can see, the camera has no problem getting past it. Okay, and we'll run water when we start cleaning. Okay, part of the cleaning process will do it. So a lot of this stuff looks like it's just been pushed downstream. 28 feet in right now. Okay, so no problem. We got a spacer bowl actually making this camera set up for, you know, to do 3 and 4 inch pipe. Be tight and 3 inch like we had over there. But a little bit of roots here. Okay, these are all what I would consider minimal because it's not causing a stoppage at this point. The camera's having no problem at all going through it. 40 feet right now. So we're not going to have an issue. It makes a 45-degree drop, so this usually tells me it's getting towards the property line / sidewalk, which is probably going to put us, I don't know what's my directions, I'm thinking it's northish, but it's towards the burned out property, okay, if that helps you. Okay, so that's where it's going, towards the burned out property. We're dropping on a 45-degree angle. We're hitting a little bit more roots right here at about 48 feet in, 48. We're at 50, and right here, let's see if I can get through those. If I can get through, great. If not, we'll start our cleaning process at that point, okay? So we're right around 49 feet where I'm hanging up, okay? A lot farther than the other guy, but once again, we'll go ahead and start cleaning that process up. We'll shut off the tape. We'll get the cutter in there. Now, we're not going to do a hydrojet right now. Hydrojet can get a little bit messy, and I've got a better method that does away with the high-pressure water, does a high-speed chain cutter, which I've had excellent results. Someone's obviously running water right now. But the high-speed chain cutter will do just as good of a job without the potential of blowback and things of that nature. Okay, we'll stop the tape. Someone, like I said, is running some water in the house. And you can see it drops. It's right at the transition where it drops horizontal. Okay, that's why the water's dripping off the lens right now. Okay, we'll stop the tape, and we'll go ahead and get set up here. Thank you. Okay, there's 58. That's, I think, where we got hung up earlier. We'll come back and touch up that little bit of root. Not a big deal. Remember, I'm just trying to get through, give them an opportunity to inspect the line. You know, whatever I get cleaned out is that much less to worry about. There's some of the roots that I've cut, and they get washed away or pulled back. I'm not that concerned about it, so we'll go ahead and continue pushing in. Let's go see where the city connection is. Okay? We'd like to try to start from the city connection back, and that way I'm not pushing a bunch of roots downstream to potentially another spot. So here's a spot here that's about 56 feet in. Right here, we'll pull our cutter back just a little bit, do a little bit of cutting right there at about 56 feet. Okay. Okay, so it turns out to be a 58-foot run. This is the city connection. That water you see flowing is coming from a few other neighbors. Okay, it's a 58-foot run total. So to maintain this is 58 from the front, and I think in the back was right around 80. I'm trying to remember, it's 86 feet, somewhere in there. You can obviously review the tape, but realistically, the roots in the clay are easily maintained, and I will, you know, cut some off as I pull back. So not that big of a deal. There's a good shot of the connection with the water that's flowing, and that would be from the neighbors. We'll pull back a little bit. There's a little hair-like root. Now, are we going to get every last root out? Probably not. But we're going to get it to the point where the camera can easily maneuver, just like I've done, easily maneuver, and maintain it, okay? Because really, this is a maintenance thing. We'll go ahead and okay, so here's our 58th city connection, okay, saddle connection. Here's minimal roots that are left at the joint. They were minimal to start with. They're even obviously more minimal, okay? It's just a couple little things. Now remember, even if you cut them, even if I cut them 100%, they're already established. They will grow back. So, it tells, hey, you missed a couple of roots, means nothing, okay? It's like going to the barber, you missed a couple of hairs you didn't cut. Well, guess what? Hair's growing back, okay? So it's just one of those things that is considered maintenance. Okay, it's considered maintenance right there. That's the next joint. We'll pull back. This is our cutter. We'll pull our cutter out of the way so that we can get a better view without any interruptions there. Nice clean joint. Okay, and we'll pull our cutter back as we go, just to get it out of our way. Let's go see what we have going on here. Oh, that's our vertical to horizontal, okay, our 45. So right in this ballpark is where it drops, becomes horizontal again. That's at the 49, 50-foot mark, okay? So you can see that's where we're at. Okay, now we're on the vertical 45 degree. We've got minimal roots there, but we'll go back in, see if we can touch that up a little bit. Stop the tape. Okay, you can see that I've cut back all but maybe 1 or 2 threads of the root. Not a big deal. That is just before it makes that 45 degree turn to go horizontal at about 47, 48 feet in there, okay? We'll pull back, we'll pull the cutter back with us. Okay, the cutter's just behind the camera right now. Okay, we're still on the 45 degree drop. That's why you see water sloshing. Okay, and here we go. Here is the horizontal. Let's see if we can't get that little bit of root that's hanging. Don't worry about those roots you see on my picture. That's my cutter. Don't worry about that. We'll go ahead and get in here and clean up here a little bit. But you can see how easy it is once you have a camera. You can see what the heck you're doing and aim it for the joint. Very, very simple. You can see how that is nice and clean. Now that is a Y, kind of the test T or test Y that they used when they went from the 4-inch building sewer to the 6-inch city lateral. Okay, and it's buried. It's not necessary to have it exposed. You're only 50, like I said, about 58 feet total here. Okay, we'll pull back. We're in the horizontal. Okay, we got a little bit of roots at this joint. That is at the 39, 40 foot mark. Okay, let's go back in and get our cutter right there where we need to, and we will get that out of the way, take a good picture to show you kind of a before and after shot. Okay. Get that out of the way, and you can see how simple, once again, with the right tool and knowing what you're looking at, you can see how simple that is to clean and maintain. Very, very, very simple. Okay. Newer technology, obviously, jetter's been around for a while, but a jetter, can be messier. Difficult to keep the camera right there with the jetter because the pressure will damage the camera on the machine. And before I came up with this method of the high-speed chain, I used to do a lot of jetting, but it's not necessary for most part. Unless we had really long runs, we had a lot of mud, things of that nature. Okay, let's move the cutter out of the way. I'm sorry, we'll get another picture of that. I'm sorry. There we go. Once again, that's about 39 feet we're looking at. Okay. Okay, here's our next joint. going to do a little bit of cutting right in there. Get our cutter situated. That's about 35-foot mark.
No, almost. I'm going to let the cooling run for a while, then I'll flip it.
Okay, you can see much better. Once again, about 35-foot mark. Go ahead and pull back. Just a loose root that I cut loose. Okay, we'll go catch this next one. This one's right around 31 foot in. Go ahead and cut this one out. About 31 foot. Okay, we'll get the camera out of our way. Go in there with the cutter. Get the camera out of the way. And we'll be in business. I think we're going to pull some of these roots out of the line so we don't keep spinning them. Thanks. Okay, we're at 31 foot. We cleaned off the cable, the cutter, so now we can start cleaning again. And as you can see, it's a very simple process. Almost, hate to say it, almost too simple. And that's just because the right equipment can go in there, as you can see. Yeah. And, well, how can you see? Well, you're on the wrong side of the camera. You're like the director. So,
cool.
Oh, that's a rick whacker.
Hey.
Okay, so you can see how it just basically just homes in because we have the camera there to see it, and we home in and we go ahead and clean up that joint. Okay, we're at 28 feet. There's a little bit of roots right here at about 27 feet in right now. We're going to go ahead and get our cutter lined up to 27 feet. And we'll go ahead and give it a shot. And you can see that in a matter of seconds, and it's pretty much spotless again. Okay? So, for a jetter would be a big production, a big mess. Even though I keep the jetter in the truck, I usually don't have to use it. Okay, let's go catch this guy. This one here is probably in the 25-foot mark. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a shot of that. Get lined up. And we'll... Now sometimes these hair roots are difficult to cut because they're just flopping around in the wind. You know, it's like that one dangling hair you gotta keep playing with. So we're not that concerned about it because that one hair is not going to cause a stoppage. It's a combination of roots mixed with non-flushable wipes, or any kind of wipe, to be honest with you. And you can see that that is nice and clean now. Okay. Okay, the little remnants not going to cause anything. They're still growing. Whether I give you a crew cut or I give you, something that's perfectly spotless. Okay, that's about 18 feet. We'll get back to the 18-foot mark, and we'll go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, that one's just a little bit tough. It's flopping around and I'm not able to shear it off as easy, but we'll give it another shot. Okay, as you can see, it is 99% clean. Okay, a little minimal root left in it. Not a big deal, but that's just what happens. The joints, allow roots in, let moisture out, let roots in. Not a big deal. Okay, as you can see, very simple maintenance. Getting down to about 15 feet right now. That joint looks perfect. There's our cutter. We'll get our cutter back out of our way. Another joint. There's our cutter. We'll get that guy out of the way again. Okay, 9 feet. Minimal, nothing worth to cut. That's about 7 feet in. There's nothing worthwhile to cut. And let's get our chain out of the way. Okay, we got our garden hose running. Let's go back in. Reference point. Great. 7 foot. There's our original clay to plastic, slight offset, but it's not causing any problems. We saw that from the prior video. Okay, and we're coming out. We're at 0 foot right now. Okay, so that pretty much concludes it. Once again, it's Rick Solomon Plumbing, 310 area code, 836-1437. It really isn't that difficult. Maintenance-wise, it's a simple task. Okay, clay is a good product, as you can see. Other than the minimal roots that are in there, which I can tell you this much, 90% of my customers are going to have roots. It's just a common thing. Maintenance is relatively simple, and now that you've got a video and it's maintained, it's going to be a little while before they grow back to the point of causing a stoppage. Okay, and that's the whole thing. Is it going to be trouble-free? Nothing's ever trouble-free. Low-flow toilets do not push enough water to get from the back of the house all the way to the front on one flush. It doesn't happen. So you rely on showers and tubs and laundry and all that to keep pushing the waste and material. When you get too much root growth, then that material gets hung up like a spider web in a bug. And the whole purpose of doing the maintenance is to cut out that spider web. So you can do a root killer and you can do a maintenance. And it really makes no difference, but in my opinion, if you stay on top of the root killer, then you probably don't need me for roots. But eventually, once again, just a simple maintenance. You can see I probably spent 30 minutes on this front. I haven't even looked at the time clock, but about 30 minutes, and it went from, something that you were saying you couldn't get a camera through to where I'm saying it is 99% spotless at this point. Okay, I'm not that concerned about it. I'm sure this front is going to hold out like she's lived here and just did maintenance once in a while. Alrighty, I will check back. Rick Solomon Plumbing, 310 area code 836-1437. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.